What's going on, internet? My name is David. This is INTJ Report. What's funny is I got myself out of bed, and I don't even remember the reason why. Because I just wanted to like say something instead of lay in bed thinking about things. And there's this answer. Well, there was a question that I answered, and someone responded. And as I was sitting here, after I like replied back, they replied back again. So it's a bit fitting. It's kind of cool. How do INTJs manage conflicts that arise from questioning established practices? So basically, I don't ever create the conflict. Like there's so it's so common for me in my life that I do not agree with, whatever is happening. But and this is such a weird thing. Like my whole life since I was a kid, just because I don't like it, I don't fight it right then. Like I'm trying to wait and pause and figure out how to fight it later more effectively, right? Because I can whine like if I'm however old I am in this scenario. If I just cry and whine, and could it get fixed? Then yeah, it's possible if I just like it is definitely possible if I cried and whined every time instead of just taking on the chin, instead of waiting, that it could have gotten fixed earlier. But the point of how I do things is not just to fix it. Like I want to fix it well. I want to fix it good. I don't want it to make it. I'm not trying to. I've never tried to make it better for me, even though in some indirect way, if I can fix it, it's gonna be better for me. Like I want to fix it. Uh, I have a younger brother. I want to make the world better for him. For his kids. I want to make the world better for the. If you need in your psychological practices to um, blame people who blame real people, yeah, I there's real people who follow me or follow. There's real people who are gonna come after me. Come after me. Like all these fucking words are just like I say them how I mean them, but then I immediately want to take them back. They're not following me. They're going about their living, and eventually, by no fault of their own or direction, they'll be in my footsteps. Like they're not following. They're meandering a bit like I have, and then at some point they'll look at the things that I've left, and maybe that's Bigfoot, right? because not because my feet were big, but because the shoes I wore were less efficient. So they're gonna come behind me and look at my footsteps because they were huge because my shoes were inefficient. So I was writing this. Actually, I was reading a bunch of answers, and why are INTJs ethical and value honesty despite being non-emotional? Why do they avoid harming others? Yeah. But this was at the top of the list, for a little bit. How do INTJs manage conflicts that arise from questioning established practices? So I was in here, and that guy wrote, um, I mean, you can find you know how to find me, right? Like, I don't have to like go over all this. You can look this. I haven't edited or changed anything, so you can still find this. And he like copy he I don't know like copied the things or the specific parts because I don't write to be copy and pasted. I try to like say a whole thing, and not all of everything is the not all of it is all the quote, but so he copied a little bit and then added things. And the it's funny that the I don't write to get reactions. I write exactly how I mean it when I meant it, when I said it, when I answered. But he picks up on this part about um, people in authority don't have backbones, so they use their authority as their backbone. It comes down, and he says and so he says it's hilarious. And I mean, I don't think that he's laughing when he says that. I don't think that he thinks it's a joke, or she. Like so Opadoja Alido or Aramu. I don't know that this is a man. I'm a man, so I'm gonna say he a lot because I just tend to assume uh, I tend to assume myself into things. But he says hilarious. I say hilarious. That's a very kind way to look at it. Like I thought that even when I was laying in bed over there just 10 minutes ago, I said I was fixated on the fact that he said it's hilarious, and I this is what I said. This is a very kind way to look at it because to think about it as hilarious, that it's maybe a joke or funny, that's kind. Because what I'm not I definitely did not write did not write any of this, and I don't write anything to be funny. I'm not trying to joke, but the fact that it can be seen as a joke or hilarious, still at this point to this day, that is very kind. Um, you're giving people. See, and he responded again. You know what? Actually, I kind of like the way he writes. It's not dimensional. You pointed out you were very right, and then he puts in the vertical line. Correct. Um, I might steal this. This. It's just funny to me in some ways that humans are like that. Vertical line. This. I don't. I like. I like the way he writes, and or she again. I like the way this person writes to communicate, to be representative of like somewhere in everything, the middle ground, because it's not the same thing as like it's not the same to be middle, to be to write, to say things like I'm both sides always. I'm just, I'm trying to protect myself by being both sides. But where this person interjects in the both sides kind of thing is like it's more fair, more correct. You are very right, correct. Am I just like patting myself on the back in the way this person, right? I know this is their presentation, and they did it um, well, better. And so I guess the funny thing is, what I said about my manager. I guess I'm guessing, so I say I guess. And then we move on to, if I can have my way, I want to just be alone. I hated interactions, most especially with people who have not worked on themselves. Right. So I'm not an elitist. I prefer to interact with people who are evolved, or at least who understands nature and all those things, unconsciously acting on humanity, and how many of those people you. Yeah, I we we are suffering the same, my friend, my brother, my sister. I don't like. Can I like? I can't like, if I say my family, that's just not a correct use of language. But whether you're my brother or my sister, comrade, yeah, we're struggling and fighting. Hmm, that's fuck. Yeah, I have to like I have to stop recording so I can post a video, but like I could just sit here lamenting. I understand what you're driving at.